Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It 803. I'm here with the author Kyina Routt. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Holding on.
Hey, that's all we can do, right?
That's all we can do. Listen, I am so happy to have you on the show today. I just want to get right to it. I want to get to the questions because, girl, I'm so excited about these books.
Yes. I'm excited. You excited?
Yes. Let's start off with what inspired you to write these books?
I grew up in the church in this little country town. Well, I started off in Houston, then my grandparents pulled me all the way to the country to this little town called Long Branch.
Mm.
And so we was going to this little church called Corinth. My grandfather was a pastor because my grandparents, they raised me. And when I tell you the aunties in the church were real, they were real. Church hats, stockings, like the whole nine. And you can walk in and you better not let your hemline be too small because they're gonna look at you with those judgmental eyes. And you
Listen.
so and it took me a long time, even after getting married and leaving the church and going to a different church, to not fear walking in the doors of the church because it's judgment. It's like you go into church to get like relief, to learn, to grow, to walk into your purpose, but you constantly kind of like shrinking because you don't know what someone is saying, how they looking at you. Is your skirt too short? Is my lipstick too red? And so I said, well, if I'm feeling like this,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of women that are feeling like this, that feeling like they have to fit into a box to be called a Christian. They have to fit
Right.
into a box to say, I love the Lord. They have to fit this mold as what a Christian look like. And to me, I feel like you don't have to walk a certain, well, I ain't gonna say walk a certain way, but there is no certain or mode that you have to be in order to
Right.
be a Christian. Because when I tell you that I like to show, little cleavage sometimes, that don't mean that I don't love the Lord. My
Right.
dress is gonna
Listen.
always come above my knee because I'm short, and if I wear them any type of longer than that, I'm gonna look a little frumpy. I'm already a little thickums, but that don't mean that I don't love the Lord.
Right.
So you
Absolutely.
can't tell me what my walk is just because I don't fit your
Right.
mold.
Right.
So I decided to write books, but in a fun way that kind of get the message across to say, hey, I'm a Christian woman. I
Mm-hmm.
go through things like the everyday woman.
Yes.
I may deal with it a little different.
Right. Right. Right.
I can love the Lord and run a boardroom at the same time. Now what?
Hello. Hello.
So that's where my inspiration came from. Yes.
I love that. Right to the point. I love it. So, growing up as a pastor's kid, what experiences shape your voice as a writer?
Uh, Growing up as a PK, I would say that values, because the values that I were taught in my home and in the church, I was able to use it in my writing to show positive outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
um, if I didn't have that teaching and that those values in store for me, even when I go through stuff now, I
Yes.
would know that, oh, pray,
Right.
give it to God, trust
Mm-hmm.
Him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sometimes it take us a little bit,
Listen.
to get
Listen.
there, but we get there. And
We
we
get
know
there.
it's because we've been taught. It's been
Mm-hmm.
fed to us.
Yes.
And so despite all of the messiness that can sometimes come within the church, God is real.
Mm-hmm.
His lessons
Mm-hmm.
are real.
Yes, it
And
is.
so that's where I'm at. Because I still get it right now. Oh, your mouth is so reckless. Yes, it's very reckless. God is still working with me, but that doesn't
Right.
change the fact that I love him.
Exactly.
So you can call it what you want to call it.
But nobody's perfect. Look, they need
That
to stop.
part.
They need to stop. So listen,
Hmm.
your work blends faith, romance, and real life struggles. Why was it important for you to tell your story this way?
Because I got married at 18.
Hey,
I am still married to the love of my life.
Yes, talk
I
about it.
love him. And no, have
Mhm.
you ever like it's always seemed like when you go and you sit down with people, it's always a sad story. Not everybody have a sad story, you know. And so I wanted don't want people to be ashamed that if your story is not like someone else's. Like
Right.
I'm a big romantic, and my husband feeds into it.
Love it.
And so that's how the romance part of my books came in, because a lot of things that happens in the book and a lot of the things that the men say in the book, I took it right from my husband's mouth and just put it in the book. And some of the hardships that's in the book that the females go through, I'm not saying that it's exactly my story, but I know a lot of females who have went through this. And so I pulled from all different areas. Now, my mother-in-law is convinced. She is convinced that Val and Dalton is me and William. William is my husband. It's not, but
But she is
she,
convinced.
yes,
I love that though.
yes. So I just wanted to touch everybody, not just the
Mhm.
females, but the men as well, because
Mhm.
there's purpose in the book. There's a message. You know, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter where you've been, where you come from, where you going. You can get
Mhm.
through it. You just got to keep your faith, and you can't let anybody come in and deter that.
That's
You know.
it. Oh my goodness. So my next question is, many people feel pressure to appear perfect in church spaces, right? How do you
Mhm.
challenge that idea through your writing?
So I spotlighted every place, and each book is something different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the first book is talking about, what a first lady should look like, what a
Mm-hmm.
first lady should look like. No one's perfect. And who wrote the definition of a first lady? Yes, the Bible gives us an outline of how we're supposed to carry ourselves as women. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's not what my words say, who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to act like? There's a
Say,
first lady in all of us.
say so.
The second book is going to talk about blended families.
Yes.
The third book is a lot of redemption. People with past that the church won't let them get over it.
Mm.
So I'm bringing a little bit into it. Um, I have a fourth book that's going to come out in the Church Chronicles series. If he's going to, it's not this year. It's not coming out, but it's coming. So as God
Right.
gives me
Right.
stuff, I'm gonna keep pouring that into the books because
Yes.
I want people to pick up the book and say, "Oh man, that's me.
Mm,
I've been there."
mm, mm,
But
mm,
get
mm.
some giggles out of it though, and hee hee ha ha
Yes. Yes. Oh
out
my
of it.
goodness. You excited over here. What was the biggest challenge you faced while writing and publishing your first novel?
Oh my goodness. So let's see. Uh Stepping out on faith. Like I had written these novels a long time ago, and I have a Google Drive with so many books.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just had finished, and I was not finishing, but finishing up my master's. And I was going through my Google Drive, and I say, "What is this folder?" And I clicked on it, and boom, here go all my books here. So the biggest obstacle was actually stepping out, putting it out there, because in my mind, I'm like, nobody's gonna read this stuff. And so God has started dealing with me and talking to me, letting me know, how do you know what they're going to read? How can you help the next person if you're holding on to something that I done given you? And so that was the biggest struggle as an author, was removing self and
Mm-hmm.
just doing it. And then as for that's like the business side of it that goes, it was more like, oh, I gotta have a publisher. Let me find a publisher. Traditional publisher, if you don't know it, it's hard to get into a traditional publisher. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's hard. But I said, okay, well, they got these little other publishing companies out
Mm-hmm.
here, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
know who's real, who's not, who's scamming,
Right.
who's doing
Absolutely.
what. And
Yeah.
so I started researching. I just took the leap and just did it myself. I
Love it.
designed my own covers. I just do all my promotional stuff, like my own website. Like I did everything myself. And here we are.
We are. Here we
So,
are.
mhm. So when I saw your post, like, let's talk about it. Yes, girl, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Sitting down, not listen, we all need to hear this. Like, oh my goodness. If anybody's missing out, that's on them. Listen, I already got my book. I ordered my book and I cannot wait. I can't
Man, I
wait to
cannot
read
listen. Are you gonna be like, I have two readers, right?
it. Uh-huh.
They have been following me since day one. I call them my day ones, right? Actually, no, is it two? I'm gonna say three because I gotta include my mother-in-law in it. She's not allowed to be on Facebook. Her children, my husband and they real strict on her, like they her parents. But I'm gonna say I got three day ones. And when I tell you they have read them probably more times than I have read them, and they inbox me and be like, oh my God, why did this happen? And I'm just like, okay, when the next one, I'm not telling you. What's going to happen? I'm not telling you, gotta wait. And
Oh my
so
goodness.
it fills me with joy
Yes.
that people are getting excited. I even went to, it was a book event, like this big expo that here in Houston. I was a panelist, you know, girl, I'm getting out there. But this lady
Yes.
walked up to me and she kept on looking at my book. She's like, man, I really want to read it. I really want to read your book. I'm
Mhm.
like, well, get it, And I was like, it's on Kindle U. So, it's not like it's going to cost you anything. You just download it
Absolutely.
and read it. And she
Mhm.
said, you know what? You're right. So she opened up her Kindle U and guess what was already sitting there in her
Mm.
downloads?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Dead serious. Like at the front. And Ken came to find out that she's related to me.
Ain't no way.
Yes, yes.
So look at that.
Look at that.
Oh,
So yeah.
wow. Good. For a long time, people, I'm like over dramatic, but it was
No, I'm
so good.
dramatic. I am like really dramatic. And you know what? I bring that dramatic to these books and I'm okay with that. So
And
I'm
I
okay
love
with
that.
embracing all those terms. I'm dramatic. My mouth is reckless.
All that. Accept me for who I am. And that's
That
it.
part, that part. And
Listen.
don't judge.
Hmm. What moments while writing First Lady Games that felt personal or emotionally healing for you?
I think in the first lady games, the part that was emotional healing. Actually, it wasn't in the first book. It
Hmm.
wasn't in the second book, and it's not even in the third book. It's in another book that's gonna be coming out. That's part of the Church Chronicles series,
Hmm.
where it talks about letting go and forgiveness.
Wow, that's deep.
you know so a lot of people say that things in the first two books touched them and helped them, but it
Yeah.
wasn't until I got to that particular book that
Mm.
it touched me, like personally, where it was like, hey, you writing to other people, but I'm talking about you.
Yes.
So that part.
Ooh, girl. Mm. What would you give someone who feels called to write but is afraid to just start?
Don't be, because you don't know what your message could do
Hmm.
to help someone else.
Right.
You just don't know. um you I'm about to tell you something that you're going to be the first person to hear it. You ready?
Mhm.
I have a new series that I'm starting, and it's called You're Not Stuck, You're Comfortable. And I was writing this because I spent a lot of my time, like, because I'm a transformation coach as well. So I spend a lot of my time talking to women and encouraging them, telling them, come on, sis, you can do it.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
step out on faith. But at the same time, writing that book, it's a short book with a powerful impact, right? It was whooping on me. So I
Mm.
was being convicted as I was writing because the things that I was talking about in the book, because I always said I'm not writing a self-help book. That is not me. I like fun stuff because I'm a fun
Mhm.
person, but it kept gnawing at me like, no, you're going to
Yeah.
do what I tell you to do.
Hmm.
I let you
Hmm.
have your fun with your
Exactly.
church chronicles, but you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Mm.
because I get a lot of those questions like, how?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if?
What?
You know? And
Yes.
so I was putting it out. I was writing and I was writing and I was writing. I'm like, golly, I really want to start writing it because I'm whipping myself as I write it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. It's a real short read,
It's a
but it got a
thing.
powerful punch to it. So you're the first person to know, and
Yeah.
it's gonna have a companion workbook to go along with it.
I love it. She shared it with me first, y'all. With
Yes, you,
me
yeah, you got
first.
first dibs on it.
Yes, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so what can readers expect next from the Church Chronicles?
Ooh, so the next book that's coming out, the
Mm-hmm.
Church Chronicles, I can't tell you because it really is a surprise,
Surprise. Okay. Got
but it's
it.
coming out. I'm not gonna say how soon, but it's coming out
The
because I already,
suspense.
because I yes, it's suspense because I already got threatened already with my life, so it has to come out. But
Okay.
it's gonna be a very short Church Chronicle book. This is. But
Okay.
the next installation that I'm gonna say is gonna be called The Church Tried It. So the church tried it while the pastor was away. And that's gonna be the next major one.
There's time from like to I mean, how much time does it take? Like, I mean,
A lot. Oh my God, it takes a lot. So I work full time. And when I get off work and on the weekends, things, that's when I'm sitting at my desk. Like yesterday, I was in my office from
mm,
morning to night. And it's my off day. Because I
mm,
gotta get stuff, I gotta get stuff done. I gotta get it out there. And
yeah,
plus
absolutely.
I'm going on a cruise at the end of the month. I don't want to work. I don't want to write. But what I do is I take my phone with me everywhere I go. I could be riding in the car and something can, strike me. And I'll be like, oh, let me go in my notes. And I'm
Mm,
gonna write this down. And then I'll
yes,
come back to it. I could be in a
yes.
conversation. And next thing I know, something hit me. I'm gonna write it down. Like we talking right now, and I'm like, maybe I could make the church have a radio talk show.
See, see, but
Oh,
you can do that though.
inspiration. Inspiration comes from everywhere. So
Yes,
you
it
just,
does.
if you to anybody that want to write it.
Write
It don't
it.
matter if you say, "Oh, I don't know how to write." You know how many editors out there?
Hmm. Listen.
Okay, so just write it out.
Mm-hmm.
You can do
Just
it,
write it.
especially if you got a message that you want to get out.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Mm. Thank you so much.
You are
Oh my goodness.
welcome.
Listen, this was beautiful. Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
If you haven't joined the sanctuary, Saints, go ahead and go to my website and pick it up. Step into it. It's the Church Chronicles series. It's not what you think it may be because it say church in it. Don't be afraid. Embrace it. And make sure that you are listening to Let's Talk About It 803 every time that she's on the air.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Listen, I'm ordered my book, so I'm gonna need your autograph, please. Thank you. Because you're not gonna forget about me.
I already signed it.
Yes, yes, guys, thank you for tuning in. We are here with the beautiful author, Kyina Routt. And guys, please go check out her books. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And she not only have books, let's tell them what you got. What you got on the website?
Oh, I got a lot of merch on my website. I got t-shirts. I got crop tops, for us. I just released a dress yesterday. So
Hmm.
it's out there. Just go check it out. I just do a little bit of everything.
All right.
Matter of fact,
Thank
pick up
you.
that book bundle because when you pick up the book bundle, you get all three books signed by me and some more little stuff that's in there. So you just never know what you're gonna get.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much,
Thank you for
guys. Don't
having me.
listen. No, no, no. Because girl, we gotta talk about these books. We gotta talk about these. I'm like so excited. Like this is so amazing, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy
Thank
for you.
you. Thank you. Thank
Keep
you. Thank
doing
you.
it. Keep writing. Keep being you. All right,
Yeah.
guys. We'll
Yeah.
talk soon, guys. Let's talk about it. What's your story?